Alright guys, we're back. We made it to video number 4, and I thought on the topic for a little bit, and I thought a fun one would be my top 10 favorite albums from Sweden. Of course, albums, so no demos, no EPs, no demo compilations, because when it comes to Sweden, that's some of the best stuff. The Nihilist demos, Dave Mustaine, Don't Own It, the Abruptum, Evil Genius, all-time great release. Gotta own that if you're a metalhead. Just my opinion. I have to own it, not you. I have to own it. But that's demos. This is albums. And now that I got that out of the way, let's get right into it. My top 10 favorite albums from Sweden. And right away, I gotta tell you, I made a last-minute addition. It's my top 11 favorite albums from Sweden. Because I looked at Opeth, Morning Rise, and Vinterland, Welcome to My Last Chapter, and I couldn't remove either one of these. I thought, what comes in at 10? What do I pick? Whatever one I don't pick is out. And I was like, I can't remove either. They're dead even. I gotta give it to Morning Rise and Welcome to My Last Chapter. That's my number 10 pick. So this is my top 11 because there's 2 10s. And moving along to number 9, this is going to be the pick people definitely disagree with. I'm starting early. Entomb, Left Hand Path. I think some people might say this is the greatest album of all time, and it's understandable. It's definitely a classic, but I did this list pretty carefully, and number 9's where it came. I'm sorry. I know people are going to disagree. And what's going to make them disagree even more is when they see what I put in at number 8, Grave, Into the Grave. I have an original press, and some people might see this and think Into the Grave's not better than Left Hand Path. This is just my opinion. This is my top 10, my top 11. Most people are going to disagree, and that's okay, but that's where I'm at. I hope people forgive me. And moving along to number 7, Sacramentum, Far Away from the Sun. I have a second press. I think the first press is a misprint, so this is the second press. And for this, number 7 feels low. I mean, that castle there, I even have a little tattoo of that castle on my body. It's like, do I really want to put it this low? But it happens. Fog's Kiss, one of the best songs ever. But, you know, there's so many great albums from Sweden. I think anything that makes this list should mean I like it a lot. Even number 10 and number 11 are a perfect 10 out of 10. I mean, I have to know of so many albums. There's so many great albums from Sweden and so many great bands. So even these ones low, like, these are great albums, dang it. Number 6, Dissection, Storm of the Light's Bane. I think anyone that's a fan of black metal knows this, with Night's Blood and Where Dead Angels Lie. I mean, 2 of the most notable songs ever. And it's a classic. I got it right above Sacramentum. And coming in at number 5, Bathory, The Return. When it comes to Bathory, I know a lot of people have their different choices, whether it's the self-titled, The Return, Bloodfire Death. I've even seen Nordland 1 and 2. People say that's their favorite. I don't think anyone will say Requiem or Octagon are their favorite Bathory albums, but outside of those 2, it's a pick'em. They're all great. But I like The Return, and this is my 5th favorite album from Sweden. And coming in at 4th place, Unleashed, Across the Open Sea, my favorite album artwork of all time. That is the coolest album artwork ever. And when it comes to Unleashed, I think most fans of this band like Where No Life Dwells and Shadows in the Deep the most, and that's totally fine. I think I'm in the minority that says Across the Open Sea is their greatest album. My favorite is my favorite album. I think I'm in the minority, but it is what it is. That's my 4th favorite album from Sweden. And in 3rd place, this is one I'm going to have trouble pronouncing. Nestron 666, Nestron 666, Nestron, Tote Slot. I'm sure I'm butchering that, but this is a first press. People probably recognize it. It's rare, but luckily I bought it in 2016. The value's gone up quite a bit since then. I guess I got lucky. Lord of the Woods, an all-time great song. Gravestench, an all-time great song. I think Gravestench has a little Overkill influence. Somebody might say I'm crazy, I'm stupid, that's a poser take. Someone might agree, but this is my third favorite album from Sweden. And second place, I'm going with Dismember Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. You know, on social media like a year ago, I did a top 5 favorite albums of all time and put this on there. So it's like, if this was on my top 5 favorite albums of all time a year ago, why is it second place on your top 10 favorite albums from Sweden? Well, my mind changes. Heck, if I were to do this list in a month, my mind could very well change. This is definitely just an at-the-moment thing. So many classics on this, of course. Skin Her Alive, and So Was Life, Dismembered. Yeah, and So Was Life. Okay, I had to confirm that, because what is that on Entombed? But Life Goes On? Yeah, you know, I probably sound like a total poser here. Yeah, Entombed is But Life Goes On, and So Was Life. Okay, enough of that. Now, if that came in on second, what could be first? It's got to be work of the one and only Sueno Master, Edge of Sanity Infernal. This is just my favorite album from Sweden, and I am pretty firm on this. I don't think my mind will change on this again. Hell Is Where the Heart Is, first album on the song. It's just perfection right away. This album is just perfection, and when you get into Helter Skelter, this is such a great album. You know, every Edge of Sanity album's great. Even the one without Dan Sueno, Cryptic, with that Uncontrol Me. It's a great song. That's a Death and Roll album, and without Dan Sueno, it gets hated. At the very least, come on, it's better than Wolverine Blues. You gotta give it that, but I love every Edge of Sanity album, and I think the typical fan favorites would be Unorthodox and The Spectral Sorrows and Purgatory Afterglow. I think those are like the fan favorites, but I went with this one. That's my number 1 favorite album from Sweden, and that'll be a wrap for my 4th video. This was tough. I know, no Marduk. That's criminal. I know. Someone's probably going to watch this and say that. Octinomos on the Demiurge. I actually got into that recently. That's a great album. No Craft. No Abruptum. But if this were if demo comps were allowed, this would be such a different list. But these are all masterpieces, and I guess that'll wrap up video number 4. We made it. We 4 videos down. Hopefully more to come. I'll see you guys soon. Let me know in the comments what you think. What's your favorite? I'm sure no one will agree with this list. Everyone should have their own list. What's your favorite albums from Sweden? I'd love to hear anyone that watches this. I would love to hear their own opinions. Okay, take care.